Mute. Right, okay, let's get started. So thank you for joining me tonight. I'm absolutely made up that with the turnout, because I've had so many people asking me about meditation the last, oh God, 6 months, and about, especially at this time where we are in our lives in these crazy times. It's a little bit mad, a little bit crazy. So it's all about, for me, I feel like I've coped pretty well this year, and part of that I think is because I practice yoga and I practice meditation. So loads of people, I don't know whether if you're the same, and if anyone wants to ask any questions, by all means, let's use the chat and I can use that as to help some conversation. And if not, at the end, happy to have a chat with you. That's absolutely fine. So I'll just give you some background about me. My name's Claire Morton, for those of you that don't know me. And I just wanted to introduce you to give you a bit of background about me. So I've worked in HR and training for over 20 years. I've been in the world of personal development in the corporate world up until 4 years ago, where I decided to leave because I was sick to death of working 60, 70-hour weeks. And I was fed up being told what to do, and basically wasn't living the life that I wanted to live. It took me to the age of 40 to realise that. So yeah, I left and set up my own business, L&D, which was a training company to go into businesses and deliver leadership and management training and all stuff to do with nice, lovely behavioural stuff. So I do something called NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, which is part of what you can use to coach people and also to help coach yourself and to think differently. And if we think differently, we then have different emotions attached to that, and then we then behave differently, which I'll go into a little bit later about this in the meditation. So left 4 years ago, decided to set up my own business. Then obviously all my business disappeared this year when the reset period hit, and the lockdown sessions came in, and I decided to put all my business online, which is a whole host of new ways of finding ways to do things. I also qualified as a yoga teacher, and I've been practicing yoga for just yoga came into my life 7 years ago when I was going through a bit of a sad, traumatic time in my life, and it was the best thing that ever happened to me. And when we talk about yoga, who here thinks it's about going to a class and flexing and stretching and getting all hot and sweaty? Hands up. Yeah, that's what I thought. And actually yoga, meditation is a limb of yoga, and so is breath work, prana. It's pranayama, it's about breath control. So tonight what I thought I'd talk to you about, and this is what I actually wrote my book on, The Successful Mind. It was a chapter in a book, and I've based this session from that book, because it's just a simple way to just explain what yoga and what meditation is. So has anybody ever tried to meditate? You can put it in the chat, or you can put hands up. Okay. Does anybody successfully feel like they meditate well? I can see snows. I can see I try every morning. Okay. So one thing I want to get rid of is meditation is not about clearing your mind. So I think someone somewhere is going around telling people it's about clearing your mind. Meditation's actually about focusing on one thing. Okay, teaching your brain to focus on just one thing. So whether that's your breath, whether it's a candle flame, or whether it's a different part of your body, that is all meditation is. So yeah, I can see there, Bev, your mind just wanders, and then you feel guilty for sitting doing nothing. Okay, so who here runs round? Who here is always on the hamster wheel? Yeah. Yeah. And again, it's going back to that habit. when we come into the reset period, which is that's what I call lockdown, because it just sounds better than lockdown. So when we come into the reset period back in March, did anyone have a realization about it and about slowing down? Because I speak to different people, and some people have said, oh my God, I'm glad this has happened because the world needed to stop, it needed to slow down. Some people didn't know what to do with themselves because they'd never ever not, you know, had to do things, and we all got shaken out of our normal structure. But for me, and for a lot of my clients and for a lot of friends and family, it was all about, what am I doing? What am I actually doing with my life? And is all this running around doing stuff getting me anywhere? And what's more important to me? So that's why when we meditate, it's about focusing on one thing. It's about being present. It's about giving your body the time to slow down. And the body has become the mind, because the body is in patterns of automatically doing stuff. So for example, we'll go on autopilot and we'll think about, or we won't think about, we'll walk through the door. What's the first thing you do? I know the first thing I used to do was go straight to the fridge, look in the fridge, don't know why, and then close it again, because my body had gone into autopilot. And the same with the phones. Who picks up the phone without even thinking about it? Because you are in so much of a pattern of, you're just used to doing this. And all of the apps on this phone, I think I've got about 100 apps. We're actually training our mind to practice a short concentration span. So if we go from Facebook to WhatsApp to emails to Instagram, that we're constantly going from app to app without any focus. So we're actually training our brains to not focus on things, hence why people have got low concentration spans, which is a bit of a nightmare. So meditation also helps us to go to just one focus. So all of this stuff that we're doing with ourselves, we don't need to do. Okay, I'm just sorry about this. I think just someone else wants to come in, and I'm trying to keep on top of that, but that'll be fine now. Okay, so what I want to talk to you about then tonight is meditation. It's a part of yoga. Prana is breath, and pranayama is breath control. So breath control and meditation are forms of yoga. So, and I think some people are quite surprised to hear that. That is actually yoga. So if someone says to you, have you practiced yoga before? If you've meditated or you've done a bit of breath work, you can actually say yes. So the word, I won't go into loads of detail. I just want to keep it nice, sweet and simple, give you some tools and techniques and some food for thought about how you can change patterns in your brain and how you can get out of different habits and how you can basically change your life, because this opens you up to a world of choice. So meditation, it means continuous flow of perception. Just means about focusing on one thing. And the pranayama is breath control. So before I go into meditation and breath control, I just want to talk you through the neuroscience of how this actually helps us and how this gets past all of the, people think some people go around saying it's woo-woo stuff and it's quite fluffy stuff and it's spiritual, but there's actually science now that tells us, it's proven that it works through brain scans. So we've got two parts of the brain. We've got the left hemisphere and we've got the right hemisphere. That's two parts of the brain. And then in the middle of the brain, you've got your corpus callosum. And that is a bridge in between your left and right brain. Now, through meditation, when you meditate, and even if it's just for 5 minutes a day, that bridge, that gap there between the corpus, the two brains, grows. So when that grows, that means that when you're caught in a stressful state or a stressful situation, say, for example, your boss asks you for a last minute report in work, or somebody cuts you up in the road, or the kids are making you late for school and you're asking them to brush their teeth, which I know that's what one of my modern day stresses is. Well, that meditation allows the corpus callosum, the bridge, to grow thicker. So that means it gives you bigger access. So when you hit a stressful situation, you can then be more present and focused and get access to both both sides of the brain quicker rather than getting in a stressful state. It allows you to find the answers first in a really quick manner. It allows you to stay present, and it allows you not to get emotional over it. So that bit is huge. Okay, now that neuroscience has proven this, you can see it on brain scans. Literally, people who meditate on a daily practice. Sorry, 2 more people entering the room. Let them in. Okay, daily practice, this bridge grows quicker, and this is why people feel less stressed when, sorry, let me just mute that.
Claire, you're on mute still, my lovely.
You're actually gone, Claire.
I'm here, I'm back.
Oh, there you go.
So sorry, I'm trying to mute people coming in, and then sorry. Right, okay. So where are we up to? So in terms of the meditation, if you've got this meditation and you practice on a daily basis for say 2 weeks, you will notice the difference, and that bridge between the 2 hemispheres of the left and the right side of the brain grows thicker and allows you to get into both sides. The left side's the logical side, the right side's the creative side. That's where your heart is, okay? And it allows those two to come together, and it allows you to just be more aware of every thought that's coming into your head, and for you to notice what that thought triggers for you. So a bit of an explanation now about the brain and the mind. You've got the brain. If you picture, how can I explain this? You've got something called the subconscious mind. So you've probably all heard of the subconscious mind, and you've also got the conscious mind. Now, if you think about the conscious mind being like a beach ball, the subconscious mind being the size of a beach ball, and then if you imagine the conscious mind being the size of a golf ball, okay, so you've got this big ball and this tiny ball. We run our lives unconsciously. We make decisions unconsciously through the big beach ball. Everything that's ever happened to us in our lives gets stored in our subconscious mind inside the beach ball. Right, this will all make sense in a minute. So from when you were a little girl or a little boy, even going back to when you were in your mother's womb, and even going back genetically, there's things that you carry in your body and in your brain, in your subconscious mind, experiences that have happened to you, good or bad or just indifferent, and we memorize them. They create memories, okay? So for example, if a teacher told you at the age of 5 that you would never amount to anything, then that's telling you, I'm no good, I'm not good enough, I'm never going to amount to anything. If a parent has told you that they don't love you, or it could be one thing that they've said to you, or someone at some point in your early life between age 0 to 7, that's stored in your subconscious mind. So every single one of us, every single adult is running around with things that were said to us when we were younger that formed how we act and how we behave. So that our lives are running on the subconscious patterns that were given to us between the ages of when we were born to 7. And then the conscious mind is the mind that gets us through the day. So the little golf ball is the conscious mind that gets us up of a morning, keeps us in our structure, gets us to work, gets us to recognize the faces and the people that we know and that we love and that we might not love. And if we are operating from the conscious mind, that little golf ball, and even if we're saying to ourselves, I'm really trying to think positive, and I'm trying all this stuff, but something's not working, it's because you are not getting from the golf ball and into the beach ball. So what gets us from our conscious mind into the subconscious mind? And stuff like meditation, yoga, affirmations, journaling, telling ourselves good stuff will start to help us change patterns in that subconscious mind. So am I making sense so far? Let me just check the comments because, okay. Has anyone got any questions so far or anything to write in the chat? Just so I can make sure that you're okay. No, that's fine. So talking about the subconscious mind, your beach ball, that's what's running our lives. That makes sense. So the stuff that we've got there carrying on, that's how we run our lives. That's our beliefs. That's where our values come from. That's how we run everything through it. So a way to get through that is guided meditation or meditation. And how we do that is we sit there, we close our eyes, and we tell ourselves that we are going to watch our breath, or whatever it is that we're going to focus on, that one thing. So once we start training our mind to focus on one thing, and also it's just about observing our thoughts, it's about sitting with ourselves and watching our thoughts. Now, some people are scared of sitting with themselves, closing their eyes and watching the thoughts, because they're so busy, they don't want to. And that's why some people get stressed. So I'll just talk about stresses as well while we're on here. Many years ago, millions of years ago, we used to have obviously dinosaurs and saber-toothed tigers stressing us out and running after us. Now we don't have any of that. They're all physical stresses that put the body in stress. But when we knew we were safe and we were hiding, we climbed a tree or in a cave or whatever, we'd be safe until we went out again. So we knew that we had a bit of control over it. So our body would be in stress physically and chemically and mentally for a short space of time till we got away from the predator. The modern day equivalent of stresses, and this is why everybody's really ill and we're in such disease, is because we've got our boss as our stressor, the traffic jam as a stressor, our job, our husband, our wife, our kids. There's constant stresses. The stress of social media, the stress of keeping up with paying the bills, the stress of COVID, the stress of things that are out of our control. So it's about knowing that we can detach from that. We need to get away from them, because really when we start to go inside ourselves and find all of the machinery inside ourselves, we can start to change, because everything we have and what we need is inside of us. There's nothing outside of us that we really need to get us to work properly. Now, my point with that is the reason why a lot of people are in disease is, disease stands for dis-ease. The body is out of ease. So it's chemically, we've got chemical stress, which is viruses, flus, toxins. We've got emotional stress, which is the traffic jam, the mortgages, the landlords, the family tragedies. Physical stress, we've got trauma, accident, injury. And some stresses can be good for us because they help us protect us from danger. And every living organism has stresses, but we're the only ones out of all living organisms that keep these memories and these things going on in our heads. So because we have memories, we get we get depressed about what's happened to us in the past. Could be sad. And then we get anxiety and worrying about what's going to happen in the future. So that it takes us away from the present moment. It robs us from right here, right now, which is all we've got. Because all we've ever got is right here, right now, the present moment. So by us worrying and we playing these movies in our heads of, oh my God, this is going to happen and I'm going to go in tomorrow and I'm going to say this and I'm going to say that. And there's all these conversations and movies that we play in our heads, and we need to go, no, stop. I'm making something up that's not even happened. And again, who here has movies going on in their head about something that may happen or may not happen, and then it's never as bad as what you think it's going to be? So we need to learn to surrender. We need to learn to let go. We need to learn to accept ourselves and who we are. And through the act of meditation and yoga, our energy operates higher. So when we do connect to our inner self and we feel calm, we feel connected, and we can start noticing what thoughts or people, places, things trigger us, whether they make us feel happy, sad, anxious, worried, whatever. You're not judging the thought or the feeling, you're just watching it, you're just observing it. And when you become conscious of that, it allows you then to get past the veil of the conscious mind, and it allows you to step into the operating theatre of the subconscious mind. And once you get past, when you get into that meditative state, you go into that mind, that's when you can start changing these subconscious patterns that were formed years ago. But it's about sitting with yourself. Now, some people, I don't know if any of you've ever been to a hypnotist, or years ago we used to see hypnotists on stage, and people would get up on stage and they'd make them do loads of mad stuff. I think one of my friends was one of them on stage one time in town, and she got up and she did whatever, stuff. She said she knew she was doing it, but she couldn't stop because they'd got into her subconscious mind. And you don't actually fall asleep, you're actually in a different brain state and a different brain wave. So it's, some people can get into subconscious mind easier than others. Okay, so some people have got a very small sheet to get through from the conscious mind into the subconscious mind. Other people, it takes longer, it takes more of a practice to get in. Now, for me, I've been meditating properly for 2 years. And for me, it took me about 2 months worth of daily practice to be able to go in and really get into the changes. Other people, it can take them a week. It could take them a couple of days. Now it's easier for me to go in and check in with myself and watch my thoughts and detach myself from the thoughts, because I know I'm not my thoughts. Thoughts are separate, you're just watching them. But it took me 2 months because I'm an external person and I'm plugged into the outside world. I am so open to everything outside of me. If you are quite introverted and you're an internal person, it'll be easier for you to practice and to get into that subconscious mind. When you get into the subconscious mind, that's when you get into the driving seat of changing your life. And then your whole world opens up to a different way of thinking. Possibilities, choices. You're not living in the victim mode that you were living in. You're looking at what you can do versus what you can't do, and there's nothing that you as a human being cannot do. We are literally scratching on the surface of what we are capable of as human beings, and I'd say 90% of the human population are not living to the full capacity, and because they are stuck in the same old mindset of I am not enough, I can't do this, I'm not worthy, I'm no good at it because someone told me, I don't want to come out of my comfort zone. Quite like living in fear because that's what I'm used to, rather than looking to the other side. But it's the fear of the unknown that scares us all, and that's what makes us worry. But when you put yourself forward and you move forward and take a step forward and dip your toe in, you can move forward, because we can do anything we want. And meditation and affirmations will help you get there. But like anything, you've got to practice it. And if you don't practice it, it's not going to work. So people say, and this is why I thought I'll do this tonight, I'll explain a little bit about it, then we'll do a guided meditation, and then you've got some more information to decide and choose whether it's for you or not to do. But this is what we should be doing as human beings. It's tens of thousands of years old. It's come from India. It's not a religion. It's just a way of life. And it's all about detaching yourself from the outside world and going in and trusting the inner guidance. We are all connected. We are not physical human beings. We are energy. And when you look at quantum physics, there's more science out there now to say that we are 99.99999% atoms, and atoms vibrate at a frequency. So you'll notice when you walk into a room and there's a group of people in there, you'll feel the energy of the room. Sometimes you'll feel it, quite low or sad or moody, or there's something not right about it, because you're picking up on energy on that frequency in that room. You might walk into a room and it feels really warm, and it could be really lively because it's the energy in the room coming from the people in the room, but it also can just come from the building itself, because everything is operating at a frequency. So you'll all get that, you'll all feel it. So when you learn to surrender and let go and just trust it, this is where your vibration comes higher, and then you start feeling uplifted, so that you put out higher energy to others, so therefore you get the higher energy back. And I just wanted to, before we go into this guided meditation or any questions, let me just check my list of what I had to say. I wanted to just talk to you about affirmations just as an added extra. Does anyone here do affirmations or say or know what affirmations are? Yeah, brilliant. Chris, do you just want to share, Chris Parry, do you want to just share what your affirmations are, if you don't mind, or what an affirmation is? Can you unmute yourself?
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, sorry. Yeah, it's just something I've just recently started doing after reading the Secret book.
Brill.
I only started it last Monday. Just jotting down something that I want to achieve that particular day, and just doing it day by day. So even just simple things like making the bed, open the blinds, and little tiny steps going forward. And yeah, it's kind of structuring my day a little bit as well, which helps.
Good. Okay. So, anybody else? Thank you for that, Chris. Bev, I can see you've just said recently bought mantra cards, which include affirmations. Okay. Anybody else want to share theirs before I go into it? I know it looks like it's hard for you guys to unmute yourself. Okay. Anyone wants to share them in the chat, by all means, that's great. And I'll ask you some at the end, but I'll share you the ones that I do. So what I do, and I started doing this after I went on a course back in February of this year, and it is 7 things that I am proud of. So I actually say my name out loud to myself and say, Claire, I am proud that you, and then say something that I'm proud of. So you say 7 things of that. 7 things that you forgive yourself for, and 7 things that you're going to commit yourself to. So that's 21 things. When I first started that, I actually wrote them down, and then I had to look at the piece of paper and read them out. But when you're saying them, say them in the mirror to yourself and look at yourself in the eyes and say it to yourself and deeply just stare into your own eyes. Now that again is another way of you going into your subconscious mind, because you're saying it, you're having to think about saying it, you're hearing yourself say it, you're looking at yourself in your eyes, so it's going into the subconscious mind. So to do that for 30 days, to get into that mind, to be able to make those changes, because how many of us tell us, does anyone say 7 things that they're proud of each day to themselves? Because we've all got that chatter, the negative chatter going on, haven't we? So you say 7 things that you're proud of, 7 things that you forgive yourself for, and 7 things that you're going to commit to yourself. So I've got some really good examples there. They don't have to be like proper, really long things. Like one of mine is, Claire, I am proud that you continue to do your meditation practice every day. Claire, I am proud that you continue to focus on your personal development, even though sometimes you don't want to. Claire, I am proud that you are, what's the other one? These change over time. Claire, I'm proud that you're trying every day, even though you feel like giving up sometimes. Claire, I forgive you for shouting at the kids and getting angry with them when you've asked them to brush the teeth. Claire, I forgive you for losing focus. And then, Claire, I commit to you that you are going to, blah, blah, blah. Claire, I commit to you that I have your back and I support you. Just really simple stuff like that. And it, honest to God, it's so powerful. And if you practice that every single day and you do a 5 or 10-minute meditation at the beginning or at the end of the day, it's entirely up to you when you want to do it. I would definitely recommend doing it at the beginning of the day because it sets you up for the day. Okay, I'm just... Oh, that's fine, Neil, don't worry. I've just seen the message there. The Secret book, yeah, daily teachings. Love this. Oh, thanks, Nick. Are they the same every day? Yeah, I started my affirmations, the 7 affirmations, I started reading them, and for the first 30 days, they were the same. And then after that, I changed them because I'd overcome some stuff with them. So I did change them, but there's just a list of affirmations that you can find. You know, you can find them online, but I've got stuff I can send to you as well. They are so powerful, but as I say, the power is in the practice. For you to cultivate and get into that subconscious mind and change patterns from all those memories from years ago, you need to practice. So go in the gym. You're not going to get a six-pack if you go twice a week. So you have to, your mind's a muscle, and it's also, so you've got your brain, and your heart is also a brain, and also your gut is a brain. They're saying now that there's 3 brains. Meditation allows this brain to connect to the heart space. So once you get these two connected, left and right hemisphere, that's when you feel love, and you love yourself, and you accept yourself for who you are. And that's when you stop giving a shit about what people think of you as well. So you just be you, and it doesn't matter, because not everyone's going to like you, but it's fine. So it's all about just stripping it back and just being yourself and knowing what your purpose is, because we're all here for a reason. Every single one of us is here for a reason. And I keep saying this, and it gets me that emotional. 400 trillion to 1 chance that we're here, that all of us have been born. Because when you think, and I don't want to go into the details of sex and everything, but you know, when the man, the sperm and the egg, and 400 trillion 1, and we got here. So there's a reason why we're here, and that's what people need to know. Yeah, Donna will definitely share them, absolutely. Writing them down. Yeah, Nick, write them down, write the affirmations down, definitely. And I'll give you some, there's some, in terms of, I'm going to do a guided meditation with breath work in a minute to obviously finish off. But there was something else I wanted to say. It'll come back to me in a minute. I'll share them. I can share the affirmations with you by all means. That's fine, because I've got everyone's email address now. Someone's just coming back in the waiting room. Okay, so what we're going to do, I'm going to do a guided meditation, and we're going to start off with some breath work, and it'll probably go on for around about 15 minutes for us to get into it. No, and when I do these in my Facebook groups, and loads of people log on, and just not necessarily at the time, but when they get time, they'll log on, and they say how quickly the time goes. And so you go, oh God, meditation for 15 minutes, but it actually goes really, really quick by the time that you've done your breath work. And I know some of you gave me some feedback in booking on to say, I find it really hard. I don't know how to clear my mind. Or I think someone said that they feel silly doing it. Some people think it's really cheesy, but it's actually just, we're doing what we should be doing. We've come so far, and we've advanced so far as a human race in the last 20 to 30 years. We're not meant for this world. We're not meant to be sitting behind laptops. We're not meant to be sitting indoors all the time. We're not meant to be locked up. We're supposed to be outside. We're supposed to be with nature. We're supposed to be with each other, and we're supposed to connect with ourselves and do what we want to do. This life is not for us, and then this is why all this stuff going on is not right. And there's big shifts coming, and I think it's a good thing. It really is. So, has anybody got any questions before we go into the breath work and meditation? You can either unmute or you can write in the chat.
I just wanted to say that thank you very much for explaining that, because to me, meditation was all, yeah, like you said, clearing your mind. You're not supposed to be thinking of anything. You've got to have this time for yourself, but it doesn't happen. You cannot just not think about anything. So I thought, that's why I thought it was cheesy. Like it doesn't work, I thought. But I'm very happy to join you today, and learn about that. Yeah,
absolutely, Casey. It's like, because a lot of people are quite perfectionists as well. And they think that I have to sit here now, and I have to sit here and be perfect, and it's got to be like the best thing ever. I'm going to really go in. And it's not that. It's about taking the time out to just sit with yourself for 10 minutes. And you are literally saying to your body, you are going to sit here for 10 minutes and you're not doing anything else but sitting here and focusing on this moment. So some people will sit there and go, oh, I'll just make that phone call, or I'll just go and make a cup of tea, or oh, the time is going to go
really
on.
hard to sit with yourself. It
Yeah.
is.
That's the hard bit. People find it hard to keep still.
Yeah.
So when you're teaching yoga and we teach corpse pose, which is lying down on your back, basically like a corpse, and to keep still, people find that the hardest posture because they don't know how to not do something, because we've trained ourselves to be so busy all the time. So meditation just allows you to be more present, to watch your thoughts, and then not to judge them, but to just notice them, and see what comes up for you, and then understand why that thought makes you feel a certain way. And then you can start to unpick it and then start changing it, and to know that you can change your thoughts. You can.
Yeah.
We can think positive thoughts or we can think negative thoughts. We just need to choose which one, and we might have to work a little bit harder to change them, because we've ingrained ourselves with these horrible negative limiting beliefs that stop us from moving forward in life, which is really sad, because we are so much more capable than what we think, and we don't need to live the life that we need. So it's all about breaking patterns, breaking things down, and meditation and affirmations get into that beach ball, into that subconscious mind, and help us to really make changes and to let go of stuff that's happened to us in the past. We can just cut it off and let it go, but it comes with practice. Hence why it's called yoga practice or meditation practice, because you have to practice it. If I didn't practice for over a week, I noticed the difference. And they say the busier you are, the longer you should meditate, because it gets you to realize what you're busy doing is not adding value. You're just stuck on that thing, that pattern of doing stuff that does not serve you at all. Okay, so let's have a look. I love that posture, but it does make me sleepy. That's good that it makes you sleepy, Kirsty, because you want to be a little bit. Some people can't even do that. So I'll teach you the proper way to meditate. So what we'll do now then, let me time it. I'll put us on a nice 15-minute meditation with breath work. So I want you guys to all relax. So how we meditate, this is the yogi way, is to sit up straight with your spine straight, your shoulders slightly back, your head is in line with your spine. You can sit on a chair, but make sure that your feet are flat on the floor if you can. And then you just basically just rest the palms of your hands on your thighs. If you wanted to be a proper yogi and you want to sit on the floor, on a cushion or on a block, by all means do that. And then you can just lean against a wall if you find that easier. Meditation is when you sit up. If you do this lying down and you listen to a guided meditation, you're actually doing relaxation. That's yoga nidra. It's relaxation. It's still a brilliant way to calm yourself, but you're going into different brainwave states, and you'll go to sleep and you won't get to that nice brainwave state where the changes will fully be made quicker. Okay, so sitting up straight, and I want you to just gently just close your eyes. And the spine is straight. And I just want you to notice the breath as it is right now. Just notice how you're breathing. Just breathe normally. And just notice how you breathe. And then I'm going to ask you to just listen to me. Listen to my instructions. And I want you to take your breath in through the nose, in through the tip of the nose. And as you breathe in, I want the breath to go past the chest and into the pit of the stomach and allow the belly to bloat out. And then as you breathe out, exhale, bring the stomach back in towards the spine. This is called abdominal breathing. So as you inhale, belly bloats out like a balloon. And then when you exhale, belly deflates and the stomach comes back in towards the spine. And I just want you to focus on this. This is abdominal breathing. And this is the way that we should breathe. This is our natural state of breath. Breathing in through the nose. Belly bloats out like a balloon. And then as you breathe out, the belly comes back in towards the spine. And keep up with that. Every time the mind wanders, just come back to the breath. Breathing in through the nose, belly rises, and then you breathing out, belly comes back in towards the spine. And now I'm going to ask you to just continue to breathe as we are. But I'm going to give you permission to allow your mind to wander. So let thoughts come in. Just imagine thoughts coming into the head like clouds into the imagination. Thoughts are coming in. And thoughts are floating back out again. And each time you're literally just watching the things, the thoughts coming in and then going. I just want you to observe the thought that's there right now. Whatever that thought is. And I just want you to observe it. Just notice it. So you are not your thought. You are not attached to your thought. It's just a thought. So just observe the thought. Notice how it makes you feel. And we're not trying to judge it. I don't want you to judge it in any way. Just notice whether you feel happy, whether you feel sad, whether you feel anxious, excited, worried. Just notice how you feel and just feel into it. And once you observe the thoughts and you know which thoughts trigger your emotions, that's when you can start to do something for yourself. So now I want you to take your attention with your eyes closed. Just take your attention to your vision, to your sight, but with your eyes closed. What do you see? Do you see colours, patterns, darkness, light? Just notice what you see. And again, we're not judging here, we're simply observing what you see. And then taking your attention to what you hear. What do you hear right now? It could be my voice. It could be the sounds in the room that you're in. It could be noises outside. Just notice. And then simply taking your attention to your sense of smell. What do you smell right now? Just notice what comes up. We're not trying to judge, we're just noticing our smell, all of our senses. And then taking your attention to your sense of taste. What's the taste most prevalent right now in your mouth? And just notice, is your mouth acidic or dry? And then I just want you to stack all of your senses on top of one another. So really feel what you feel, taste what you taste, smell what you smell, hear what you hear, and see what you see, all at the same time, really taking it in, really being present, opening that sense of awareness. Just notice how you feel right now. Breathing in through the nose and breathing out through the mouth. Do this 2 more times, breathing in through the nose and breathing out through the mouth. Staying where we are. I just want you to imagine someone that you love very much. See their face. They're smiling back at you. Someone that you love very much, someone that inspires that feeling of love inside you. Whether that's a person, whether that's an animal, a pet, or even food, just something that inspires that feeling of love inside. Really see their face. And I want you to inhale, breathing in that love, inhale love, and letting that feeling of love supercharge every single cell in your body. And it really lights you up, it gives you a smile. And then I want you to exhale, I want you to send that love out to the people in the room that you're in. I want you to inhale that sensation of love, inhale. Let it supercharge every single part of your body and smile, accept, and then exhale. I want you to blast that out to every single person in your city. Friends, neighbours, enemies, everyone. And breathing in again, breathing in love. And breathing it out to the entire UK. I think it's much needed right now. And every time, if you lose that sensation of love, just keep coming back to that person's face, whatever that feeling is. And I want you to inhale the love, really feel it, let it go into the heart, open the heart. And then I want you to exhale, and I want you to send that out to the entire planet. Every single person on the planet, every single living thing, and to know that every time you send that out, it's coming back to you. Breathing in love, and then I want you to send that out to the universe, sending out that love to the entire universe. And that's exactly what we are. The universe is one song. We are all part of the same thing. We are all connected. And breathing in love, and breathing out, I am loved. Breathing in and breathing out, I forgive. Breathing in love and breathing out, I forgive me. Breathing in, I love me. And breathing out, I forgive me. Breathing in, I am enough. And breathing out love. And just stay here for a few more moments. Just sitting with yourself, noticing how you feel. I just want you to observe how you feel. We're not judging how you feel. Just stay with it. And I want you to come back to the breath, breathing in through the nose and then into the abdomen. Allow the abdomen to blow out like a balloon. And as you exhale, bringing the abdomen back in towards the spine. Breathing in, abdomen comes out like a balloon. And breathing out, exhale, abdomen comes in towards the spine. And keeping your eyes closed. I just want you to just gently take your head from side to side, just loosen up the neck. And then gently just take your head back and forward, just a couple of times, just to loosen up the neck, and then just roll the shoulders back a couple of times. And then roll the shoulders forward. Nice and slow, just take your time, gently waking up the body. And then just when you're ready, open your eyes. And then just notice any differences around the room. Just notice how you feel and soak that in. I always like, I like people coming out of meditations when I can see them, because everyone looks dead sleepy when you do it. So does anyone want to just say how they feel or what that did for them? You can either put it in the chat or you can unmute yourself. It's up to you.
I feel really tired. I just feel so tired.
Did you feel tired as in relaxed?
Yeah, relaxed.
Very
tired.
much relaxed.
Yeah.
That's lovely. What did you say, Cassia?
Yeah, I don't know how to explain it, but I've tried to meditate before and I've never felt it. I feel much calmer inside. I don't know how to explain it. Like my body relaxed a lot. And I tried it before and it didn't work like that. So maybe I just needed this.
It just depends on the types of meditations that you listen to. And a lot of people, obviously I'm a yoga teacher and I still need guided meditations. Sometimes it depends what's going on in my life. And the more that I get anxious, the more I'll meditate to help me. And it does definitely help. But yeah, you're right. There's loads of different types of meditation, and the meditation I do is very much about connecting to your senses. And it's all about your body and your mind listens to whatever you tell it. So if you close your eyes and imagine yourself sucking on a lemon, your mouth will start watering, even though you're not eating the lemon. And this is why we can either feel good or feel bad, because our mind will tell the body. The body doesn't know. The body doesn't understand. The body reacts to the mind, but we control the mind. So, okay, let me just have a look at these comments. 1 second. Relaxed, feeling calm and relaxed, sleepy. See, this is good because these are all positive things. Emotional, Dawn, that's absolutely fine. Whatever emotion you feel, that's the whole point. Whether it's sadness, whether it's happiness, whether it's anxiety, whether it's helplessness, just feel into it. just watch the feeling, just watch the emotion and just ride it. Don't push it, don't suppress it, let it come out, let it all come out. My inability to take a proper deep breath. Do you know what that might be, Bev? Because now in this day and age, we breathe into our chest, and the proper way to breathe is into your stomach. So when that's why people are stressed, because that causes the anxiety, because we're not getting the body, we're not putting the body back into balance. Now, meditation and breath, even after doing, say, 3 or 4 breaths, it puts the body back into homeostasis, it puts it back into balance. So the first thing that you need to do is breathe in and then let your belly bloat out and then fill it. And then the more you, and then as you breathe out, the belly comes in. And the more you practice that, that's our natural state. That's our natural way of breathing. When babies are born, you'll notice that the bellies go out. That's the way we should breathe. Calm and relaxed, tired and a bit emotional. That's totally normal. And I think some people don't like doing meditation because they go, well, I get quite emotional, and that's fine, because you're watching your thoughts and you're attaching, you're just connecting with yourself. But then when you connect with yourself, you can start to go, that's not me, that thought is just a thought, it's not me. So that we can start detaching ourselves, because that's what it is. I feel lighter. Oh, that's nice. More positive and focused. George, I feel a strange serenity. Do you know what I love about the gentlemen as well? When men do it, men seem to go in quicker and seem to connect. That's why I love working with men. Forgiving yourself for your thoughts was very strong for me. I can be impatient with others. Calm. The whole forgiveness piece is huge. The first thing we need to do is forgive ourselves, because we're carrying a lot of shit around in our heads and we don't need to. My acupuncturist suggests to block chakra and to do breath work. Gather that makes sense to you. Breathing, yeah. And also, I've been mentioning to people today, I bought a Shakti mat. Has anyone heard of a Shakti mat? It's like, I haven't got it with me, but it's like a yoga mat. You lie on it and it's got like sharp, it sounds like sadistic, doesn't it? It's like sharp pins in it, but it gets your meridian points. So I lied on it today and meditated, well, I relaxed and meditated for 20 minutes. I set the timer for, and it hurt at first, but then over time it just feels like a warm sensation. But all day I felt more energized. So I definitely recommend a Shakti mat as well. You can get them on Amazon. And acupuncture, yeah, because you're getting into your meridian points. And this is all of the stuff that there's so much to learn. And when you know, you can start looking after yourself properly. Yeah, like lying on a bed of nails, it is. It's like, and it's that type of pain. Has anyone ever got toothache and then you press the tooth and it's like a nice pain, so you keep pressing it? Or am I just being a weirdo? But it's that type of pain where it's like a nice pain. So I hope that's helped everyone. The whole reason I wanted to do this is because I know that people are living in a stressful time. I know some of you just are into personal development and you want to come on and learn something new. And then obviously at the end of stuff like this, I'm gonna tell you about a course that I'm going to be doing, and it's literally, I'm telling you about it. There's no pressure to buy. I'm going to put the link in the chat if anyone wants to buy. I'm starting a meditation course on 2 weeks today. It's going to be a 4-week learn how to meditate course every Monday night for an hour. We're going in, it's just level 1 meditation. We're just going to go into something useful for 10, 15, 20 minutes, something for you to learn. Then we're going to do group guided meditation. It also includes 2 audios. I'll send you all this as well, and it'll be on the link, so that on the Monday night, I'm going to set you a task. I'm going to teach you how to meditate for 5 minutes, and then you go off and you do it for the week. I'll set up a Facebook group, an accountability group, so you can all tell each other how you're feeling. And also I'll come in and do a live at 6 a.m. one morning, and I'll do one before we go to bed if you wanted it. But you're going to have the audios there, and we're going to do one every Monday night for 4 weeks. A 5-minute on week 1, you'll do 10 minutes on week 2, you'll do 20 minutes on week 3, and you'll do 30 minutes on week 4. And it's about that month practicing, building that muscle, having the accountability in the group, having a workbook to talk about, a journal to say what insights have I got, how do I feel, what's it bringing up for me, doing affirmations. So that is, if you wanted to do it, it's 97 quid for the 4-week course. So it's like 20 quid a week, but it's an early bird price. It's usually 147. So it's £97. It's going to be Zoom and the Facebook group. I'll post the link in here. You'll get a workbooklet and the 2 audios as well. First, what I'm going to do is the first 10 to book, I'll put you in a raffle to win a coaching session with me, a power hour with me, which is at the cost of £4.99 an hour. That's what the person will get. You will get, so the second person will get a copy of my book, my collaboration, Successful Mind. Just putting some bonuses in there for you. Brilliant stuff in there, loads of good stuff from authors. And then the third prize will be, I haven't decided actually, you know what, I'll do a Shakti mat. Okay, so the first 10 people to book, I'll put you in the raffle to do it. It's on an early bird for £97. After next Tuesday, it'll be 147 for the last week, and it starts 2 weeks today. No pressure. I wanted it to do this for free anyway. That's the link for it, that you can get the details from there to pay for it. But I can send you more details if you want to talk to me about it. Message me. Let me know how you feel. If you feel like you want to share this with people, I've got some people that already want to book onto it, but that link goes live tonight. You're more than welcome to book on it. And then just, I hope, it's my hope that you've all learned something tonight, and that even if you don't book this with me, there's apps out there that might work. If you want to go to a yoga studio and do it locally, it's absolutely link not posted. You should have it. Why is it saying me to everyone in waiting room? Do you know what? Me and my it's saying everyone in waiting room. Why am I everyone in meeting? Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm hopeless, aren't I? See, that's it. I'm talking to myself negatively now, aren't I? I need to stop. Right, okay. So can you all see the link? Yay! Okay, thank you so much for joining me. It's been an absolute pleasure. If anyone's got any questions before they go, by all means ask me. If not, I'll close the meeting, but please feel free. I'm dead passionate about this stuff. I'd love to talk. If you want to ask me any questions after this, just contact me. All right, guys, thanks for that. See you later. Bye.